Welcome back to OpenLine. Tonight we are talking about gun safes and also gun safety. I have two wonderful gentlemen joining me, Senator Kerry Roberts and also John Harris from the Tennessee Firearms Association. We're going to play the lightning round of phone calls right now because a lot of people have been waiting. Granger's on the line. Hi, Granger.
Yeah, hi. I am the chair of the Tennessee Suicide Prevention Network's Firearm Safety Project, and I would just like to remind everybody of some important statistics. They did a 10-year national study where they looked at the 3 ways guns kill. One is accidental, second is homicide, the third is suicide. What they found is nationally over a 10-year period, 1 to 2% of firearms deaths are accidental. 33% are homicides and 63% are suicides. So we certainly support what you're talking about with gun safes. If you have a gun in your home, we would encourage you to put that gun in a safe so you can make sure that every individual that comes into your home does not have access to it unless the owner wants to. Now, based on the last little segment, I will say I'm one of these retired psychiatric social workers doing mostly crisis work. And I don't know how many times over my career I had a situation where I thought somebody was dangerous. I'd work with law enforcement, but they couldn't do anything to the person that had done an overt act of aggression. And that was very frustrating both for them and me. Now, I've understood recently there are 5 states that have a mechanism like civil commitment where law enforcement or a family can go to court and a judge can rule that a person can't have a gun. I'd like the people to comment on that.
All right, Granger, thank you very much for calling in and sharing your perspective as well. John, you have anything to add there?
That kind of process is a difficult one to manage. One, for the legislature, because they got to define the parameters under which it happens. And the other is, as we currently stand in this country, you're talking about taking away, unlike the ability to drive a car, you're literally talking about the capacity of the government to infringe a constitutionally protected right. And the courts are going to say that requires compelling state interest and a high standard of review. And so it's not going to be an easy level to achieve.
Right. And that's he's referring to the states that have passed a gun violence restraining order type legislation, and that does have a pretty high constitutional hurdle to clear, because you have to have some adjudication, that due process and so forth. But it's certainly something that different states are looking at. Okay,
let's go to Joe on the line. Hi, Joe. Joe, you with us?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was wanting to see where I went wrong. I took my DD 214 after 20 years of military service, honorable service, went down to the Highway Patrol licensing place here in Putnam County, and they asked me if I had any firearms training, which I had over a period of years in the military, including the M16 that was latest. They told me if I didn't have handgun training that I wasn't eligible for a permit.
John, any ideas there?
Yeah, we do have a statute that will allow you, in applying for a permit, to exempt yourself out of the range training requirement, which is a 4-hour mandatory session.
Yeah.
And one of the exemptions is if you have, within a certain period of time, been certified by the military or law enforcement, or I think even now armed security. But all you get out of it generally is the range training element. And so there are some conditions on that, and it may be that it was too long ago.
Too much time has passed,
well, and we've also discovered sometimes that people aren't really clear on the law sometimes, and somebody has it miscited to them.
So it might be worth going back, asking more questions, and then it may just be too much time has passed. Okay, let's hop to Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy.
Hello.
Hi, go ahead.
All right, I was wondering about this safe law. I think it's kind of stupid, really. You think about it. Myself, I've got a gun in just about every room of my house that's loaded. The kids come over, they know not to touch it, and they don't. But if somebody breaks in, what am I supposed to do? Run downstairs and let me open my safe. By the time I get my safe open, I could be dead.
Okay, I was waiting for someone to make this point because I know people feel this way. They want to have that gun under their mattress, something like that, where they have easy access to it because they want to defend themselves. They want to protect their home, protect their loved ones.
Well, there's a difference between leaving a gun lying around and keeping a gun with you. So, I think one of the things about safe storage is you don't, for example, when you come home from work, do you just set a gun down on a counter, or do you properly store it or deal with it, or remove the ammunition from it? I mean, I don't know what to say to somebody like that. I don't know why you need to load a gun in every room, but maybe that's what he feels like he's in danger, and I don't know why he just wouldn't carry a handgun with him. And but with children around, that's. Yeah. I don't know. What do you say to that, John?
Let me tell you, I've got members of the organization that live in downtown Nashville and in the furthest, most rural parts of the state, and it's a spectrum. The people in the rural areas, they have them in the barn, they have them in the truck, and they don't worry about it. And they have lots of reasons for that. It's not always a burglar. It could be coyotes. It could be something else. But their level of comfort with having loaded weapons, rifles, everything, dispersed around is completely different than what you might have in an urban urban environment with a lot of people in and out of the house.
And I will say, just as a reporter and a journalist who unfortunately ends up reading these stories and covering these stories of families where children have been accidentally shot, it most often is not the family member's child. It's the kid that comes over to play. It's the one that comes to visit.
You're exactly right.
Who says, and then sometimes the child will be like, let me just show this to you, and then they're playing and...
Yeah, but let me make this observation too. We can pass all the laws that we want, and that gentleman will do what he wants to do. And that is the fundamental truth that we have to come to grips with, is we can say, if we wanted to, I mean, we could pass laws till we're blue in the face, and somebody is going to say, well, you're not going to tell me what to do. And I mean, so you can't do anything with that. You just pray and hope that that doesn't ever happen.
Yeah, absolutely. When we come back, we're going to go over this law that's proposed, or over this bill that's proposed one more time. We'll wrap things up. Stay with us.